How does a single morning change the fate of the world? In 1941, Japan reached for the impossible. An empire stretching across the Pacific. Oil, iron, rubber, the veins of industry were running dry. When diplomacy failed, ambition took flight. The 7th of December 1941. A quiet Sunday in Hawaii. Then thunder. 6 Japanese carriers launched 353 aircraft, diving out of the morning sky toward Pearl Harbor. In just 2 hours, 8 U.S. battleships were damaged or destroyed, 188 aircraft lost, and 2,403 lives cut short. The Pacific, once calm, erupted into history's largest oceanic war. But Japan's victory was short-lived. It had awakened a giant. President Roosevelt stood before Congress. The 7th of December 1941, a date which will live in infamy. America's answer was industry. Steel rolled, factories blazed, millions enlisted. Within months, the balance began to tilt. Then came Midway, June 1942. U.S. codebreakers uncovered Japan's plan before the first bomb fell. In just 6 minutes, 4 of Japan's elite carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, Hiryu, were lost. The empire that had struck first now faced the tide, turning against it. History would call Midway a turning point. But it was more than that. It was proof that intelligence could defeat firepower, that calculation could outlast chaos. From that day, the Pacific became a chessboard of endurance. Every ship, every island, every life moved toward a storm no one could stop. And as the ocean darkened, one question remained. What price will humanity pay to learn that power cannot build peace? After Midway, Japan's reach began to shrink. The ocean that once carried its triumphs now carried its wreckage. Steel, salt, and silence. America responded with cold precision. Island hopping skipped the fortresses, leap ahead, cut off supplies, and let time finish the fight. Guadalcanal, August 1942. 6 months of rain, heat, and exhaustion. Marines fought through jungle mud to hold a single airstrip. Henderson Field, when the struggle ended, 31,000 Japanese and 7,100 Americans were gone. The island changed hands, but no one celebrated. Guadalcanal wasn't victory, it was initiation. From the Solomons to the Marianas, small islands became monuments of endurance. Tarawa, 3 days, 1,000 gone. Saipan, civilians caught between loyalty and fear. Tinian, a speck of coral that would later shape the end of the war. Compared to Europe's grand offensives, the Pacific was microscopic, yet every mile here cost more than a continent. In Normandy, men advanced through fields. In the Pacific, they advanced through storms. By 1944, Japan's empire of expansion had become an empire of survival. Then came Leyte Gulf, October 23-26, the largest naval battle in recorded history. 282 warships, 400,000 men, the sea trembling beneath the clash of fleets. Japan deployed a desperate new tactic. Pilots who guided their planes into enemy vessels' acts of devotion turned into fire. When the smoke cleared, Japan had lost 4 carriers, 3 battleships, 10 cruisers. The Philippines were free once more. On the shore, General Douglas MacArthur stepped onto the sand and declared, "People of the Philippines, I have returned." But history whispered its own truth. Every return has a cost. The Pacific was no longer a battlefield. It was a mirror, reflecting both the courage and the cost of human will. What happens when a nation runs out of tomorrows. By early 1945, Japan's empire was a shadow stretched thin across the sea. Its industries silenced by air raids, its navy sunk beneath the waves. The rising sun still flew, but its light had turned to smoke. Iwo Jima, February 1945. 21 square kilometers of volcanic ash. 22,000 defenders dug deep into stone. Marines landed, dragging flamethrowers and faith across the black sands. The battle lasted 36 days. 6,821 Americans fell. 19,000 were wounded, and nearly all Japanese forces were lost. Yet one moment rose above the chaos. 6 men raising a flag atop Mount Suribachi, a photograph that became the symbol of endurance. Then came Okinawa, April to June 1945, the final step before Japan itself. 1,900 kamikaze missions, 36 U.S. ships destroyed, 110,000 Japanese troops lost, along with thousands of civilians caught in fear and confusion. It was the costliest battle of the Pacific, not just in numbers, but in spirit. Across Japan, cities burned under relentless bombing. Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya each turned to ash and silence. Still, surrender was unthinkable. Tradition had become a prison. Then came the dawn that changed everything. The 6th of August 1945, Hiroshima. One plane, Enola Gay. One bomb, Little Boy, releasing the energy of 13,000 tons of TNT. Within seconds, tens of thousands were gone. By year's end, over 140,000 lives were lost. 3 days later, Nagasaki, Fat Man, 21 kilotons, and another 70,000 lives ended by a single flash. The 2nd of September, 1945. The deck of the USS Missouri, Tokyo Bay. Japan's officials signed the surrender. General MacArthur watched in solemn silence. The world's deadliest war had ended. America emerged as a superpower. Japan began again under occupation until 1952, rebuilt from ashes into a new kind of strength. The Pacific, once the theater of destruction, became the foundation of peace. Historians would call it victory. Survivors called it memory. The Pacific War was not only a clash of nations, it was a test of humanity's ability to rise after falling. Compared to the wars before it, this one was shorter in years, but deeper in consequence. It proved that progress without empathy is just destruction measured in decimals. And as the ocean turned quiet, the questions remain questions that still echo today. How much can the world rebuild before it forgets what it lost? Can peace endure when memory fades? And when the next storm gathers, will we remember the light or only the fire?